Okay, hello everyone. This is Mr. Mathis again on 7.3, Breaking Continue. So let's take a look at what Codehs wants us to do with higher and lower. We want us to write a program that makes a user guess a particular number between 1 and 100. Okay, so we'll just put that here. Okay, so, all right, so save the number to the variable called magic number. It already does that for you, and we want the user to take guesses. And if they take a guess that's too high, we want it to print too high. If it's too low, we want it to print too low. If not, if they if they guess the correct number, we want to print correct. Okay, so they kind of give us a little structure here. We know we want something that's a while loop and an if statement. Okay, and it looks like we're going to need more than just if. We're going to need LF, possibly else, because we have three different options here. So let's try it here. Let's try it. So we have while true, like they give us already. Now what do we want to happen? First, we want the user to input a number. Okay, so let's save that in the variable guess. Input. What is it? Enter a guess. Okay, that's what it wants to write. Enter a guess. Okay, now we've entered a guess. Now, what do we want? Okay, now if the guess, okay, so let's get different scenarios. Let's pretend they guess it correct. Okay, like it has here. If guess equals magic number, okay, if guess equals magic number, then what do we want to happen? What does it tell us to do? We want to print this. Okay, so let's print correct. All right, good. Now, if they don't get this right, we want to get to too high and too low. But let's look at what they're giving us. So after if, we want to break because we don't want to get to too high or too low or to keep looping around. We just want to end it right there. Break ends the loop. But um, if they don't guess a magic number, let's get us another scenario. Let's say they guess too high. So if guessed is greater than magic number, then what will happen? We want it to print. What do we want it to print? It says too high. If you look over here, we're looking at this right here. Too high. Okay. And else. Okay, there's only one option left. We already went with too high. We already went with the exact number. We wanted to print too low. Okay, so let's see. Um, let's try to run it ourselves. Okay, see what happens. We enter a guess. Let's say we enter 4. No, we enter 4. Okay, there is an error. Oh, because I didn't wrap it in an integer. Okay, good catch. Right, line. Good. Has to be in an integer for it to be. Okay, so let's enter a guess. 4. Too high. Enter a guess. 2. Too low. Enter a guess. 3. All right, correct. Let's check the code. All right, good. Good. All right, so great job. Let's move on. Before we move on, I just want to emphasize this break feature. We've already learned the while loop. We learned the if elif else statements, but break is really, really important because if you don't put in a break, you know, it'll keep going on forever. Okay, because this will always be true because it says true. So you want it to some conditions you want this to break when a certain thing happens. So this is something, please keep that in mind. Break is really important. Okay, now we're on to higher lower 2.0. Okay, now this program looks like it's about the same or except they want that magic number to be a float. Okay, and a float, if you remember, is a decimal. Okay, so let's just put this here. Um, okay, um, so since it's a float, they want us, they want the user to guess a decimal point. But because it could be any decimal point, to guess this would be, I guess, unfair, obviously. So we want to round it to 2 decimal points. So if the user gets it within 2 decimal points, they'll be correct. So we're writing a program just like before, but just using a float. Okay. So we want to get that same while true. True. Okay. So first thing we want to do is have the user guess the number. So we're using that same input function, enter a guess. All right, so good. Now, we want to actually, like last time, we wrapped it around an integer function. We want to wrap this around a float function. Okay, so Python knows that to expect a decimal point, that the user will enter a decimal point. Okay, so if guess, okay, is, let's do too high first. It may not matter, but let's just put too high first. If guess is greater than my float, okay. Okay, print too high. Okay, too high. Now remember, we have to make sure we round it. Use the round function to be within 2 decimal points. So we need to use the round function for both because we don't know what type of decimal point the user is going to put in, right? So we want to round that to 2, and we know that our magic secret number is more than 2 decimal points. So we want to round that to 2. Okay, so that should work. Okay, so let's just test it out. Okay, enter a guess. 3.8. No, 3. Let's put something to 3.97. All right, too high. Good. We know our code is working. All right, good. So let's go forward. Okay. elif. We'll do the opposite. Okay. Let's just save time. We'll copy. We'll paste, and we put that down. Okay. Good. Print. Too low. Okay. So, all right, good. So let's see if this works. I'll enter a guess. 4.5, too high. Enter a guess. 2.2, too low. All right, good. Now, what's the last thing? Okay. All right, so that means it would be equal, and it would be print correct. Okay, so, all right, let's see. All right, and then we want to make sure we break. All right, we want to make sure we break. Now, I didn't do it exactly like this. I kind of put it out of order. Maybe I should have put this first to break. So you can, it doesn't really, you can do it in different orders. So you can put the if round guess 2 equals round my float 2, then put break there. So wherever you put break is fine, as long as you put the break after where you actually want it to break. So let's just check the code. Okay, good. So let's just run it real quick to see what it looks like. Okay, so we enter a guess. Let's just put 4. Too high. Let's enter 3. Too low. 3.5. Too high. 3.4. Too high. 3.3. Too low. 3.33. Okay, correct. So that's a kind of fun game we got users play, I guess. All right. So let's we end it here. All right. Good job, everybody. If you have any questions, let me know.